Hey YouTube, thanks for visiting us here with Cooking with G-Dubs, and I'm your host, G-Dubs. Today what I'm going to cook for you is collard greens, and I'm going to cook it the southern way with my own twist to it. And what I'm going to use is very simple ingredients. You don't have to have a lot of stuff, and that makes it really nice. What I'm going to use, as you see in front of me, I have my smoked pork neck bones, and if you don't want to use the pork neck bones, you can be able to use smoked turkey because they have different types. You have wings or whatever, but smoked turkey is another option that you can be able to use. Then you have your peppers, some onions, your Himalayan salt, and of course our Èpís. And that's it. Really, really simple. And what's in the Èpís is, if you go to my YouTube channel, I have a video that I made with everything that I put in here, step by step, how to do it. But for those of you who want to know real quick, what I use cilantro, Italian parsley, red onions, rosemary, thyme, basil, the bell peppers like I have here in front of me. I use cloves, ginger, garlic, olive oil, a balsamic vinegar, and a little bit of water, and different variations of that to come up with this. So that way it cuts your cooking time in half, so you don't have to try to figure out what you got to do and all that. And of course we have our Himalayan salt. All right, so without further ado, we're going to get started. So now, since we're going to be cooking several bags of it, and what I have, I got at my local grocery store some shredded collard greens that's already sliced up and they're fresh. So then that way you don't have to mess around with trying to chop up the fresh ones. Or you could also use some frozen collard greens if they have it at your local grocery store. All right, so what we're going to do is, I have about 4 quarts of water. I'm going to put it in my pot. And since this cooks down a lot, what I'm going to do first is we're going to cook our smoked neck bones, and we're going to put it in the heat. All right, I'm going to get a little more water and put it in. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my if this is a half a cup, take my Èpís and put it in there. Take a half a cup of the Èpís, put it in, and then also I'm going to take my salt, and I'm going to put approximately a half a tablespoon in. And what we're going to do is later, once the pork is all cooked, it's in seasoned the water, then we'll check it before we put the collard greens in. All right? All right, YouTube. Now it's been about 40 minutes since our pork has been cooking. And let's taste the water to see what it tastes like. Oh wow, it's really, really good. All right, let's start out by putting in our greens. And I use this big pot because the greens is going to cook down. It's going to cook down significantly. All right, that's bag number 1. This is bag number 2. I got a third bag, bag number 3. We're going to let it cook, and let it cook down, and then we'll check back. The whole process should take about another 20 minutes or so. All right, we'll be right back. All right, YouTube. Now the collard greens are done, and look at what it looked like. Good old-fashioned hometown collard greens. Let's see what it tastes like. And it's nice and flaky. It's not real greasy. It's not full of fat and all that. It's just really nice and delectable, I should say. I'm sorry. This tastes just like the collard greens that my wife's aunt would make down in Georgia. It is delicious. Nice and tender. Oh, delicious. And don't put sugar in it. That's a violation. No sugar in your collard greens. That's crazy. All right. Again, YouTube, thank you so much for visiting us here at Cooking with G-Dubs. Like and subscribe below. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell somebody you care about to visit us so we can show them too how to cook just like us here. Thank you so much for visiting. Until the next video.
Baby, baby, baby.